Hi, good evening and welcome into Season 8, round number 4 of RTO's GT3 ACC League. Welcome in Subsy, Maxo and Ninja. How you doing? Welcome in. We had some technical issues with this one today, again, as we did last year, but this time, hopefully there won't be any major lags and the stream will be fine. However, you just won't know where anyone is in the positions. For some reason, the tower is not working in the game. Not anything to do with me, but in the game. So I have no idea why it's decided to just mess around, but I'll have to do my best to keep you updated on where is where. So throw it in the chat who you're looking for. I'll keep you updated on what they're doing. But while we wait, the guys are on track. I'm just going to quickly go over the AMs who are out on track at the moment. Ben Monroe is leading the championship for the AMs, as you can see. So we will make sure that we see how he does in this race. Because we definitely want to see how he gets on in the Porsche. But Phil Mitchell and Daniel Solis chomping at the bit to see if they can take away his pole position, his P1 in the championship from this week. There is 2 races, 2 times 25-minute races. So yeah, plenty to play for. Also, you have the wild cards out on the track at the moment as well. So Paul Cook is leading that championship by an absolute, country mile. But don't forget, some of these guys, as you can see, dropped in later on in the season. So these guys are just racing for a bit of fun, but definitely keep an eye out because we've got some very, very quick races. So while we do that, let's show you what is actually happening on track, because that's probably what you're here to see. As you can see, the tower is missing on the left. No idea why. It's just decided today we don't work. It's on a strike. That's the only thing I can think of. It's on strike, and it's decided that we don't need to worry about helping Links out this week. We just need to worry about myself, and yeah, it does not work. So apologies for that. But Subsy, how you doing? Literally about to say about the championship standings. There you go. You've got the first ones in AMS. Once these are finished, I will bring you up to date with who is where in the silvers and in the pros. So don't worry, we'll get you involved with those guys. So the current lap times at the moment. So David Greness is P1 with a 1:23.0. So you got a 1:23.0. Then Paul Cook just drops in behind him with a 1:24.495. So 1.5 seconds slower at the moment. So, but then you've got David Greness, is a part of the wild card. So that'll show why that is. Paul Cook is also out in the Ferrari P2, as I said at the moment. Russ Brown popping it in P3 at the moment, 1:25.5. And then Chris Wilson, a 1:25.5 as well. So very, very close between these guys. Literally looking at 0.04 of a second. I've got to do quick maths tonight, guys, so I do apologise. Ninja, how you doing? Good to see you, mate. Daniel Solis, doing as we just showed you, P3 in the championship at the moment for AMS. He is currently in P6 on the track at the moment. So definitely keep an eye out on see where he goes. I'm just going to knock my mic down a little bit because I think I was peaking there, so apologies. And like I said, then we've got Ben Monroe, who's leading the championship at the moment in AMS in P7. At 1:25.8 was his last lap. His best is that as well. So you've got 0.3 of a second. I tell you what, P4, Daniel Solis, 1:24.537. Russ Brown, a 1:25.557. Chris Wilson, a 1:25.597. You want to get any closer, boys? Make it difficult for me on these timings, because I've got to try and run the quick maths. Brett Minnan, how you going? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Anyone know how to get that working on the left-hand side? Because I can't get it working. I don't know why it's decided it's going to fail. I do know why it's going to fail. It's me. It's my stream. Come on, let's face it. So it's how it works for me. Always the same. Always the same. Phil Mitchell, P9 at the moment for Team Snail. Looking coming through turn 1, 2. You've got to take a wide line and sort of double apex the first corner, and then get a good run out, launch out of the turn number 2. Hang it to the left. Try not to bounce over the curb on the inside. What you don't want to do is dip tyres into the sandy bits on the outside or the grass, because it's quite bumpy out there in ACC, and you will find yourself in a world of trouble if you do that. Tressa, welcome into the stream. How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, Ninja, I'm good. I'm not too bad. So David Greness, 1:23.07 still is the lead. New driver, Ike Twos for the wild cars. Welcome in, Ike. looking like it's from Germany. A 123.6, 6/10 slower at the moment than David Grenes. And then Paul Cook still P3 at the moment. And 125.0, 4/10. There's 4/10 between him and Chris Wilson. So two of the AM drivers are 3rd and 4th at the moment. So just keep an eye out where they are. It's starting to just spread out a little bit now. Brian Bond in the Bentleys pops in a 126.3. He's now back in the pits. These guys have got around about 3 minutes to go before the Silvers and the Pros make their way out onto the track. So how many drivers do we have? 25 drivers. That means there's 2 people that didn't turn up to the driver briefing. But I think, in fact, I know both of those did tell me actually. So no quali bans for next week either. That's happy days. See, you threaten with a quali ban, and all of a sudden everyone wants to play ball. Sad I can't join tonight. Having a competition for my last qualifying for my Europeans. Nah, Brent, don't worry about it. It's great to have you in here in spirit. Oh, that's very, very wide, and that's a wall, Ben. That's not going to go quicker in that. So that'll be his quali potentially done there. He might be able to get out and get back out straight away if he's very quick. So we'll keep an eye and see if we see Ben back out. But P8 for the championship leader, that is not what he wanted. I can tell you that now. So let's have a look and see. Let's have a look and see if we can see where he potentially could be after a bit of a fallout there with the wall. Paul Cook crosses the line, goes P2, a 123.477. That's a much better lap from Paul. Much better lap. So Paul Cook in the wildcards, he is leading the wildcards at this moment, so just keep an eye out for that as well, because Paul is very, very quick, as we know. And David Grenes in P1 at the moment, who is P2 in the wildcards. So the top 3 are wildcards. Chris Wilson leaving the AMs at the moment, so looking like a nice, strong qualifying from the Aston Martin driver. And Solis P2, he's looking to have another very strong race here and promote himself further up in the AMs. First season with RTO, twin brother of Tom, who races in the Silvers. So you're about to see his brother on track in about a minute's time, just over a minute's time. But Chris Wilson, if he can one last time out at Imola, Chris Wilson, so looking to follow it up with another good one. But Daniel Solis says, no thank you, I'll take that. He is now into P1 of the AMs, P4 on track so far, a 124.307 compared to Chris Wilson, a 124.362. 600ths of a second are between Daniel Solis and Chris Wilson, so they are very close. Then Russ Brown's a bit further back, 124.4. He's just been pipped by Cappy Maid, who's just now popped it to the top of the AMs. So well done, Cappy Maid. That is a great lap, a 124.230. That puts him in pole by just under a 10th. So can Daniel Solis, who is up on his current lap, so we need to keep an eye on this lap because he is up at the moment. Can he just take that extra bit? He just needs a 10th. If he can find the 10th, then he can find pole position. Chris Wilson is down on his current lap. Ben Monroe is was up, he's now just gone even. Russ Brown slightly up on his current lap. Everyone else is down. Phil Mitchell box. Brian is in the box. Happy Maid is now pitted. Daniel Solis is close to a 10th up, so we'll keep an eye on see if Daniel Solis can take the pole position. Oh, not like that, he's not. There you go, so that's that done. Chris Wilson boxed as well. Ben Monroe is the last one out on track, so he will be able to complete this lap, so we'll keep an eye on where he is. But while we do that, let's just bring you... Please load up the sim grid. It's not going to, is it? Of course not. Just don't you do this to me now. There we go. Right, so that was the AMs. Let's go and see the Silvers. So Silvers, Fabian Wengo not racing with us this week. So after his strong result at Imola, Christoph Holzer is in P2 and Rasmus Abelstead, I don't believe, is also racing with us this week. I will double check. Then Jordan Lockwood and then Tom Solis. The top 5 drivers covered by 40 points. And just to give you why that's quite interesting, because you get 60 for a race win here at RTO, so there is plenty still to play for in the Silvers. And let's have a look at the pros. And just to give you an idea, Ben Monroe did improve his lap time but didn't move up on the track. So that will give you an idea of where we're at for that. Matt Whitburn has decided to go with a rainbow color on his normal black carbon Honda. I'll show you it in a minute. Damn, that's not RTO colors. Anyway, Matt Whitburn is leading the championship. You can see the little asterisk next to his name. 7 points removed after a penalty was applied in round 1. So that dropped him to P3, but that is his scratch result at the moment. So he is currently 13 points ahead of Sigurd, who isn't racing this week. So he's missed the last 2. So Dan Watts is going to be the main challenger for Matt Whitburn alongside Ben Nergard for RTO. But do not count out some of these other drivers in the top one. Number 1 being Simon Bauer for STR Esports. I'm sure he'll be looking to have a much better result that he did in the first round he was with us. He's only managed to race 1 round with us. He was at Nordschleife, finished P6. Then he's had 2 races where he wasn't able to join us, but now he is back on track. So we're looking forward to seeing how he gets on. And yeah, we've got Aidan Carter in as well for Onid Esports. So he has also missed out on a couple of races. Was with us last week, finished a good strong result, P4. Had a really good race actually in the way at Imola. So we're looking forward to seeing how he gets on. Now let's get back to the live action, and you've got on your screen the Onid powered BMW, and that is a little bit wide there, so that lap is not going to count. So let's have a look at Alias Linda coming across the line to finish his first lap. Where does he finish? Pops it P9, so 125.4 from Elias Linda, so much better lap required if he's going to move up the grid. Matt Whitburn, though, pops it into P2 in his multicoloured Honda. I mean, someone just threw up a rainbow on that car, didn't they? And you can reset to the pits in this championship. Yes, you can. Brett, next week, Barcelona, one of my favourite tracks, so happy we'll be back then. Good. We're happy to have you back, Brent. So, yeah, get yourself back over, but good luck with your Europeans that you've got to sort out this week. Is it a holiday? Oh, and that is number 34. Who was that? Rasmus Abelstead. No, he is racing this week, and he just binned it. So yeah, that's not the greatest lap. Then Dan Watts is currently stuck it into P3. So current timings: 122.715 for the lead, a 122.9 for P2, and a 123.2 for P3. And then you're looking Paul Cook, who we know, Timothy Jadaball, 123.5. So it just shows you how quick Paul Cook and David Greness has gone in that first round that they had, that first 10 minutes. Just to let you know, it is extremely hot out there for these guys. It is, I believe, in the 30s for air and 40s for track temp, so it's cooking out there. So don't expect some crazy lap times that you would normally see in cooler temperatures. Subsy Lordy, it looks like he just bathed up a ping. Yeah, I mean, we might need words. I mean, it is yeah, we'll just leave it at that. I mean, even inside it's bright, man. That's loud. So, yeah, Simon Bauer, there we go. I told you to watch out for him. Pops it to P1, 3/10 faster than David Greness. No one at the moment is improving in that top 10 that are out on the track. Tom Solis puts it into P11, but he's up on this lap, so this could potentially drop him to P10 in front of Christoph Holzer. It doesn't, but he's only 400, sorry, behind this man on your screen, Christoph Holzer, in the Porsche Volt Tech Corp liveried Porsche. Really do like that livery. Anyone who's into the game in the series of Fallout, then yeah, definitely follow this guy. Absolute legend of RTO driving is Mr. Holzer. Great to have him back for Season 8. I must admit, I will not lie, it definitely is stressful running these leagues. I mean, I don't think we've had a stream so far that's gone as we want it, and I do apologise for that. So you're going to have to shout at me if you want to know where people are and what times they're in, and I'll do my best to try and bring you that action. So just remind me to to shout up for you. And we'll get it sorted out. Dan Watts is still P3. Simon Bauer still P1 at the moment. Matt Whitburn P4. Timothy Judabow's moved up to P5, a 123.167, just 0.2 of a second behind Matt. So interesting there. James Rawlins has done a very good lap. He's at P6 for SOP Esports Racing. Really good to have our brothers and friends and sisters at SOP joining us back for RTO. So welcome back into these guys for Season 8 as well. So he is only 0.003 of a second to our friends over at Onid, to this man Aiden Carter, who's about to come out for one more lap by the looks of it. He might get, yeah, he should get one more, maybe two. And also Simon Bauer is also boxed, so changing pressures maybe and coming out for another run with a nice fresh set of boots. And yeah, we'll see where they get to. I wish I could just give you an overlay that yeah. Actually, I wonder. I don't think it works. So I tried using Race Labs before to see if I could get that as an overlay, but it didn't work. So I'm just going to see if I can get it to work. So bear with me 1 second. Oh, there's an update. Of course, there's an update. It can't just go nice and easy. ACC Drive. I don't have it installed. So because I don't know why I've not reinstalled it. Although that is a good point. I might be able to. But I have to find my key and everything else. I can't do that. So yeah, we'll have to just wait for a sec. Let me just see if I can get Race Labs to work. And if I can, happy days. But I can't promise you guys that that's going to... So if we go... if I do that and then go standings, streaming info... So that... I'm just going to try it. I can't, like I say, I'm not going to show this is going to definitely work. This is a browser source. No, it doesn't. That's just typical, isn't it, eh? And that is very wide from a very, very, very... sorry, from a very pink SOP... Aston Martin from James Rawlins there, sorry, apologies for that. Matt Whitburn has now put it into pole position, just over a 10th quicker than Simon Bauer, so no wonder Simon wants to come back out. Dan Watts struggling in P4 at the moment in the BMW, so might be ringing up Simon in the interim to see if he can find... we wouldn't get it in 2K though, Ryan, so yeah, it's not going to work. I don't understand why it's not bringing up, because like all my settings are right for this, and I'm really sorry that it's just bailed out on me. I've even restarted the game and my PC and it just will not work. So I'm just wondering if, because that's not worked. So what about... I wonder if about that one instead. Nope, that didn't work either. This is going swimmingly well. Okay, well, I tried. I did try, but it's just deciding, no, we're not playing ball. No bueno. So, anyway, back to the action. We've got less than a minute. So, I think, yeah, 127. So, that is Mr. Ben Nergard. Last across the line. He's not going to be able to start another one. So, this is the lap that he's going to have to complete. Crosses the line, does not improve. 122.930 was that last lap. His best was a 22.8. So, it didn't improve. But... crucially at the moment, 3/10 quicker than this guy, but this guy, Timothy Judabal, is up 4/10 of a second on this lap. James Rawlins does improve and moves up to P6 on that lap. So a much improved position for James Rawlins. Aiden Carter dropped down to P10, but he is also up 4/10 of a second. So keep an eye on Aiden Carter in a minute. I'll see if I can bring you. He is just dropping onto the final sector. So yeah, he's just in front of Judabal, but Judabal lost it, and unfortunately he is boxed. So this is the only person now. Aiden Carter can upset the top 5 if he gets a good exit. He is up 7/10 of a second, so he's getting a good run out the final corner. He's just lost a 10th on the exit. He does cross the line and goes P3 for Aiden Carter for Onid Esports. Congratulations, what a lap. So we've got 3 different teams in the top 3. So we've got Matt Whitburn from RTO Rainbow Puke on the Honda. We've got Simon Bauer for STR Esports, And then you've got Aiden Carter, Only Esports driver. And then also P4, David Gurness for FNM Fear Nothing Moto as well. And then comes Dan Watts in P5. Now you can see the tower. So you can, it's there. It's just not showing up in the game. And I don't know why. So, it's just, yeah, another day for me, isn't it? Let's face it. Anyway, as you can see, the top silver driver, James Rawlins, done a great job there. 9/10 of a second off the lead. But, crucially, 200ths of a second in front of Tom Solis. Jordan Lockwood just about, look how close that is from P7 to P10 there. That is literally less than, well, just over a second. A tenth of a second. So that is insane, covering 4 drivers. So watch out for that battle between Rawlins, Judabal, Solis, and Lockwood. And then you've got Paul Cook in the first of the wildcard drivers. And Christoph Holzer splitting him in twos as well. And then Rasmus Appelstead, Elias Linda, Cappy Maid, first of the AMS. Great quali, but again, you can see how close that is. Literally under a tenth between him and Dan Solis. And again, only half a tenth between Solis and Wilson. Dreambound in the Audi for number P19. And then Russ Brown. And then you're going to see Paul Whitburn, Perry, Monroe, Brian Bond, and Phil Mitchell rounding off the grid. So just give it a minute. It literally will take about a minute to switch over. Everyone's got a chance to just take a drink, take a breather, and get ready for what is to come in this next race. So don't forget, as we wait for the server to switch over, next week we have Barcelona, and it's going to be a very nice race, that one. It's a 60-minute race. We have a pit stop as we have had at round 1 and 3, and this time it is in the daytime. Well, it's in the dry. However, it's going to be towards the evening, so you're going to see hopefully it change from day to night. And we don't normally do night races because we like to show off all your lovely liveries here at RTO. So yeah. Well, Dreamman, that's where you're going to start for race number 2. So don't forget, guys. Do not leave the server between the rounds, because if you do, then you'll be put to the back of the grid, so do not do that. There is about a minute and a half to 2 minutes between this finish of that round and the next session opening, so keep an eye out for that one. Alright, so we are now ready to grid up, as we say. So let's go to where front of the grid. I think we had this one here, so apparently had his windscreen wipers on there. So we've got Matt Whitburn from Simon Bauer, from Aiden Carter, from David Gurness, Dan Watts for RTO, Ben Nergard RTO, so all RTO number 3 row. Sorry, row number 3. 3 row, that's good, isn't it? ACC crack? No. Oh, you're back. You're back though, yeah? Oh, what the hell? No way. You are kidding me. Okay, right. Well, while that's let's sort this out then. So bear with me a second while we sort this bit out. Okay, guys, sorry about that. We will now get the re-quali. Quali will have to restart. I couldn't get it to load the quali finishing. I don't know what's gone on with the server, so do apologise for that. So we will have to rerun quali. Unfortunately, it's still not allowed me to give you a tower. So what I will do is I will just leave it so that you guys can see people driving around the track for a second while I see if I can get that sorted. So yeah. Yeah, let me see if I can get this tower sorted. Did you say ACC Drive, didn't we? Alright, we should have some actual telemetry now. There we go. Look at this. It's like I've done it before. Alright, as always, if there's a will, there's a way, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, right, so, is everyone in here now? Have we got 25 drivers? Yeah, we have, okay. Can you do... Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We've got it right this time. Let's hope this works. So at least you can see a tower now. I've had to literally just show my screen. So let's hope this works now. Anyway, back for race now, round number 2. Some of the people get a chance to have a redo and potentially have a much better result. So we'll keep an eye out and see who's what. Let me just see what we can actually change on this telemetry HUD. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. We've got turn number, we don't need that. I don't need that one. Fasting, no, don't need that one. Lap progress, don't need that one. Last lap we do. LFMELO rate, don't need that one. Car number, we do. Excellent. Corner names? Oh, don't need that. So have reset HUD, that's fine. So, well, no, that's just, I mean, I think I can. I don't know. Let me just... I don't know if I can... Oh, wait, I can scale. No, that's as good as I'm not gonna go any bigger than that. At least then people can see. Cool. Right, now you see 4 in front, 4 behind, so there you go. That should bring everyone back to the table now for this. Oh my god, guys. I'm so sorry for this. Anyway, technical problems do happen. We do have 2 25-minute races. I should have changed it to 2 20-minute races or something like that to keep the time right, but plenty of time to get these done, so... At least we're on track again. So, Ben Munro starts off his first flying lap, followed by the number 891 car. Which is Jordan Lockwood, sorry. That's not Jordan Lockwood. Why did Jordan Lockwood just disappear? Why is it giving me... Amazing. It's not giving me the right people. That's just... I mean, this is just hilarious. I've never had anything like this in my life before, but this is just something else. It's not giving me the right people. That's supposed to be... that's Ben Munro, but if I click, say... No, who should we click? Jordan Lockwood. It gives me Phil Mitchell. If I find Phil Mitchell... Where are you, Phil? He's in the pits, apparently. He's Ben. Dan Watts is now Ike Twos. So, yeah, going absolutely amazing right now. Let's close that. Let's try that. They're gonna work. That would be a no. If this kills everything, I do apologise, but this is the only thing I think I can do to get this to work. If it doesn't work, then we'll just have to end this here, I think. I can't get the broadcasting thing to work now. There's going to be a lot of flicking around if I'm going to have to do this, which is just going to annoy the hell out of me, so... I don't understand why this is so difficult today. I really don't get it. Yeah, we will try and check it out. Linda, Fudge, are you doing quickly note name swaps? I know, right? It just will not allow me to connect. I don't know why. I don't know what that... Delta and pit stops. Okay, weird. So you got Choose with a 124.3. Solace in P2 at the moment for the Amstel. Crappy made once again back to the top in the BMW 24-1 this time. So that's good. Great lap from him. You can't see half the race because I've got my stupid thing up here, so I do apologise. This is the only problem now with me having to do this. You're going to keep seeing that when it comes up because I'm trying to get this working. I'm not quite sure what else to try, to be honest with you. Nah, it's just not going to work. Um, let me see if I can get this working. Full cook to the top now, 123.9. It's amazing to me because it was working a minute ago. I haven't changed anything. It was all working. But now it's just like, nah, sod you. Oh man, I do apologise about this. Anyway. Does it? Let's have a look. I don't know if I'll be able to get it. Oh, what do you mean? Yeah, but I'm not sure if it's a... if you can find it, then please let me know where it is. Budge, because I have no idea where that'll be. Grenades back to the top, 122.955. 2 minutes to go for the Amazon wildcards. Paul Cook has chopped Cappy made as well, but don't forget the Grenades and Cook are wildcards, the same as Choose as well. Fastest lap time though, 22.9. That's pretty quick. That is very quick. It will be Dreambound once we get there. ACC, yeah, it's ACC TV, that's why. I wonder if I can get it from here. If I can get it from here, then it should be okay. The heck is just... I've got... Oh, okay, it gave me Discord instead. Alright, let me just... I don't even know where you can download it in their main channel. Yeah, there's no no way I can download it. I don't know where it is to download. This one? Wait, what? How's that happen? I haven't touched anything. I have not touched a thing. But it's not showing the right one. I can't change that now, though. It's just going to show me who's where. It's not going to give me a proper... Oh, it's really annoying me now. I am so sorry, guys. I can't... It amazes me, right? They say test ACC TV now, right? But you can't actually go anywhere on their Discord to find where to download ACC TV. So it's not like you can go there and go, hey, where do I download it? There's not a download section. It just makes me like that really bugs me when that happens, when you can't actually find I wonder if it's in this bit. Is it in here? Is it just gonna be a big Google? No, it doesn't exist. Apparently it doesn't exist, so there you go. I don't know. I'm at a complete loss. Alright, so anyway, Jordan Lawgren's about to start his lap. I can't tell you who's first, can't tell you who's second. It's just going to be an absolute mess. At the moment, we know that first place at the moment is David Grenes in the Honda for the Fear Nothing Motor team. But now we just need to see where these guys manage to pop out on track. And these are obviously the Silvers and Pros back on track now for the final 10 minutes. All starting a new lap. I'm just annoyed that the broadcasting thing has just decided to stop. I don't get it. I don't understand why it's done that. It makes no sense. Like, it was working and now it's not working. You what, sorry? I can do that. That's the only thing I can do. I don't understand why it's just not working. I don't get it. It worked a minute ago. Maybe that's what killed the server. I don't know. Tell you what I will do though. I'll put this back up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it to not there. Jeez. How can you move that? I can't move it. Alright, maybe not then. What about if we do blank? Here we go, let's just do it like that. And then go like... where are we? There you go. So now we've got that. That's the only thing I can do. Oh, and now it's not going to say always visible. Of course it's not. There we go, now it will. So, Simon Bauer is now top, so I'm going to have to... Sorry, this is the only way I can do it, is by literally escaping through everything. So we've got Simon Bauer from Matt Whitburn from Grenes, Aidan Carter back up into P4, Dan was P5, Ben Nergard P6, Christoph Holzer with a really good lap, for the Silvers in P1 at the moment. He's back in the pits as we speak. Tom Solis is only just over a tenth and a half back from him. John Lockwood only just under a tenth from Tom Solis. At least you got some times now. At least that's the one good thing. We can figure it out from here, guys. It's not a Sky broadcast. I do apologise. It's going to be a bit biddy, but you know, what else could I do? I don't understand why it's not working. And I'm really sorry. So Simon Bauer back to P1. He's just on the fastest lap again, a 1:22.3. With 4 minutes to go, and Judabauer pops in behind him as well. Dan Watts going for another lap, 9/10 back. Just needs to find some pace in that Beamer today. Really struggling. Ben Nergard beating him at the moment by just over a tenth. Same car, probably the same setup. So you'll never know and see where they've tried. You need, with this car here, you need a really compliant car. You need it to have a lot of mid-corner speed and grip. And because there's a lot of fast corners here, but they tend to be off camber, and it's quite clumsy around Laguna Seca. So that's why you end up getting quite a bit of people off the track and bumping over curbs and things like this. But you do need to carry a lot of minimum speed in to carry the lap time around here. And here, you need a lot of bravery to be able to get through the track as you wish. So it's coming through the final few corners. Turn 11. And I can't tell you whether he was on a better lap or not, so you're going to be as surprised as I am as he crosses the line. Now, he does improve, and he goes to P6. Better lap from Dan Watts. But I tell you who is on a much better time than him. Again, Ben Nergard getting it together. Only half a second off the lead now from Simon Bauer. Grenez has boxed, and I think that's him done. Although he's got time to come out. If he gets out now, he should have a bit of time to get around and find some space. Matt Whitburn is P2. He was P1 in the first stint, so obviously Simon's found some time in his past lap. I think some of this, what these green bars are people that are improving and people that aren't. Yeah, it is. Look, Simon Bauer's on a faster lap again. He's got purple. Although he's just lost a bit of the time. Matt Whitburn was on a better lap as well. They're going to need to find quite a bit. Dan Watts really is on a better lap this time. So we need to see how he gets on for the rest of this lap. Aiden Carter also somewhere when I find him. Is that him there? No. Jordan Lookwood, P13, but Aiden Carter, here we go. Aiden Carter, P7, he's on a much better lap. Dan Watts is definitely on a better lap. Looking like he potentially get to P2 from what I can see. So that is much better from Dan if he can continue with this lap. Aiden Carter, though, on a lap for a P5 so far. He lost a bit of time there, but he's got a better exit. But he's lost the time. Dan Watts does go into P2 with another lap he can do if he wants to carry on. Just over a tenth off Simon Bauer. Matt Whitburn, 2/10 off. These times are coming down as they get around the course and get a bit used to where they are. Matt Whitburn on the fastest lap at the moment. We are now on watching him in the puke car. Comes across the line in about 2 corners time. He's still up on the time he needs, just about. He just doesn't want to be held up into the final corner. He cannot afford to get held up here. Then the McLaren moves nicely out of the way. That was really well done from Elsho Perry. Oh, and we're going to miss it. Sorry. There he goes. Crosses the line. Does go to P1 for Matt Whitburn. Pops it up. 0.2 of a second is now the gap. So can Simon Bauer do anything about it? And he's up again. This could be a 21 if he really does get this lap done. And I think he's going to need it. I think Simon is definitely going to be one to watch. Oh, we can't go that way, Joe. You get it with everyone in the pits. I'm just trying to find Simon. Sorry, guys. But I don't think we're going to. There he is. So, yeah. Coming through turn number 6, running over the curb, manages to just keep that in play there. Oh, that is Jordan Lockwood off in the background. It's definitely not going to slow that one down. Comes up to the corkscrew, one of the greatest corners in ACC and in tracks around. Really technical track. He's not improving enough at the moment. So at the moment, it looks like Matt Whitburn has put that RTO puke Honda on pole position. He's actually going slightly quicker again this lap. Dan Watts does cross the line, P3, so he does manage to get into that second row in front of Aiden Carter at the moment. Aiden Carter needs to find just over 0.2 of a second if he's going to make an improvement. Can Simon Bauer cross the line and do anything about Matt Whitburn? The answer is no, he doesn't improve. So, Matt Whitburn is going to take, by the looks of it, if I can find him. Oh, I hate this. Does cross the line. He does improve again. A 22.135. That is game, set, and match. The top 5 have all crossed the line. Ben Nergard, P5. Aiden Carter pops it in. So we've got Matt Whitburn of RTO, Simon Bauer of STR Esports, Dan Watts of RTO, Aiden Carter of Onid, and Ben Nergard of RTO. So RTO sandwiching an Onid and an SOP car there. Then we've got David Graness for the Fear Nothing Moto with his teammate Jad Ubal in just behind him as well. Christoph Holzer for the first of the Silvers alongside James Rawlins and Tom Solis. Yeah, that's a really good qualifying for these guys. Let me just see if we can just turn that off a second. There we go. Right, so yes, we've got Matt Whitburn, Simon Bauer, Dan Watts, Aiden Carter, Ben Nergard, David Graness, Judah Bauer, and then we've got Christoph Holzer and James Rawlins. I tell you what, I do want to make sure I'm not running right now. I don't think I am. I think I can't close it down. So yeah, let's just get rid of that, just to make sure it doesn't conflict with anything. Then we've got Christoph Holzer for the first of the Silvers. James Rawlins just popping in 0.12 of a second there. 0.12 of a second behind Christoph Holzer with Tom Solis a couple of tenths back. Paul Sadlowski in the Ford Mustang getting in just in behind Tom Solis there by 0.05 of a second. Literally half a tenth to the nose. But look at these times now. You got literally 200ths of a second to Rasmus Abelstead. Half a tenth to Jordan Lockwood. And then you've got just over 0.2 for Choose. Greenbound or Marshall Snaithman, 1.6 further back. Ilias Linder is in P6. Dean Butt is in P6 P7, sorry, for Silvers. Then Paul Cook for the wildcards in P17. Paul Whitburn for RTO 379, P18 on the track, but P8 overall. Cappy Maid 27 is the lead of the AMS. That's a great lap from Cappy Maid. Elshog Perry for 988 in the Silvers, rounding them off. Then you've got Ben Munro, literally 0.3 of a second, or just under 0.3 of a second, sorry, between him and Cappy Maid. So that's going to be an interesting battle. But he's going to have Dan Solis, Chris Wilson, Russ Brown, Brian Bond, and Phil Mitchell all trying to close him down. But Phil looks like he's had a bit of a bad quali there. So interesting to see how he gets on in the race. Looks like we are counting down this time, so that's a good start, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we wanted to see. So all the drivers lifting up the skirts to everyone behind them right now, so don't look if you've got young children. But yes, I think we're going to be in for a really good couple of races. Don't forget, it's 2 times 25-minute races. I will be really apologising that the stream is going to be a bit scatty trying to find cars, because the only way I can do it is the ACC inboard thing, which is hold shift and then use the arrows. So I do apologise. So I will try and keep on board of all the action as it goes down. The only thing I'm going to struggle is to see. I don't think, do we get relatives? Oh, we can. Interesting. Where did that just go? Where did that go? Oh, why? Okay. Amazing. Can you not just give me a smaller scale? When I move that, it won't let me move things. I've fixed downturn now. There's got to be a way of moving this, surely. Wait, can I, if I do that? No, it won't let me move it. Okay. Well, always visible. We'll have it on there. We will try and keep that where it is, so you can at least see some deltas, and I'll try and keep you appeased of everything that's going on in those deltas as well. You'll see on the left hand side the tower, so hopefully we'll have something around so you can at least see what's going on, guys. So I do apologize that this has been like this. I got everything set up. I spent ages trying to get this working, and the one thing I didn't check was that ACC TV was going to work, because it always works, and it just would not load. And I found that out 5 minutes before we were going to do the briefing, so it's completely on me. So I do apologise, guys. Right, so I think what you'll see is on the left-hand side, let's try and go through what this is. So you've got the race position in the yellow, and then you've got, I think on the right is their position that they've moved up, maybe. Obviously the name, the number, what lap they're on, the fastest lap, and their current lap. So that's what you need to keep an eye on. 32 air, 39 track temp, 25 minutes to go. Got a couple more minutes until, a couple more seconds till they drop down and go for the formation lap. We will try and keep you an idea. You can keep the top three here as just the top three, and then you'll see who we're watching and the three ahead of them and the three behind them. Sorry, yeah, the three behind them. So you'll see quite a few people on this section. If you need me to make it slightly bigger, I can do, but just let me know. And yeah, we'll see how we get on in this race. So Matt Whitburn's going to lead off from Simon Barrow and Dan Watts, and Aidan Carter, the front two rows. We will try and keep an eye on everyone as we go. Always sit normally with third and fourth to keep an eye on a few cars back. We have the stewards in, and they are now pushing towards the corkscrew to start the formation half lap. But we've got Ryan, who is watching to get through any issues that are made at the start. So obviously any major crash that started, whoever caused it will be given the drive-through. Any crazy rejoins that cause an incident will also be given drive-throughs on the first lap. We really want to start clamping down on any reckless driving. Last week we had a very good race at Imola, no reports at all, so there you go. So it'll be interesting to see how we get on this week, and if we can keep promoting some awesome, safe, fast driving, then absolutely what we're here to do at RTO. And next time I'll try and get a broadcast that's fitting of your viewership. So again, apologies for the technical difficulties that I've had this evening trying to bring this to you. I mean, it's just like one of my streams, let's face it, so it's not no different to anyone who watches me normally on a Twitch stream. So alright, so you can see the top four are nice and close, but then you've got a few guys. Christoph Holzer just pulled back there. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes when we go green, which we are now. So the two Beamers behind the Beamer and the Honda at the front row have got a really good start. So Dan Watts is going to try and maybe follow his teammate through into turn one, but he thinks better of it. But he just keep a nice tight line. Looks like we've got a clean start so far through. Oh, and that's Ben Nergard caught the back of the Onid Esports car from Aidan Carter. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I can't even bring you replays at the moment, guys, so again, apologies. Oh, and there's more contact from the Fear Nothing Moto and the SOP of James Rawlins there. So yeah, Applestead nearly getting taken out, but Ben Nergard trying to get past him because that's Silver versus Pro. Yeah, I think Rasmus is going to try and keep him between, because he wants to keep a car between him and his rival James Rawlins. Christoph Holzer following very close as well in the Porsche, and he's being followed by Choose as well, who's new to the league this week. Go back up the front. Matt Whitburn has pulled an 8/10 of a lead already. Dan Watts further back, 0.7. Then there's a big gap to David Croness from the Fear Nothing Motors. Then you've got all three Fear Nothing Motors behind, in a line. You've got the Honda, the McLaren, and then the BMW. So these guys doing a great job at the start of the race. Can they hold those positions? We got 23.5 minutes to go. Race is underway. Lap 1 is completed. Matt Whitburn with the fastest lap by over 8/10 of a second, which gives him a 0.9 gap at the start of this race. So you are going to see on that first one on the left, you are going to see there gaps between him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the relative off because we don't need it as such. So that's what I've done now. So you've got that. Send it, Mr. Bond. Right, let's go back and see. Ben Munro has managed to keep the lead up to P3. 8 positions he has gained at the start of this race. That is an incredible amount of positions. Aidan Carter losing 13 places with that contact at the start of the race. So we'll have to see if there's any penalties given for that one. And so he's now trying to find his way back past Cook, the number 40 Ferrari. So we'll keep an eye there. Chris Wilson, P19 in the AMS, doing a great job, up 4 places at the start of the race, P2. But he's got a long way to go if he wants to catch the leader who is Ben Munro, doing a great job at the start, keeping it nice and clean and keeping it out of the way. Cappy Maid lost a couple of places in the AMs as well, so he's now got Dan Solis, Brian Bond, Russ Brown and Phil Mitchell all over the back of him, so he'll be looking to see if he can make his way back up. Tom Solis lost a couple of places, I can't say a couple, 10. Seems to be damage on the back of that Ferrari, so it'll be interesting to see if he can make his way back to the front of the grid. And that is, once again, another lap done, ladies and gentlemen. So, back to the front. Apologies that we have to keep doing this. Simon Bauer is now put in the fastest lap of the race, just under a tenth quicker than Matt Whitburn at the front. I'm sure that thing is dazzling him, so he can't see where he's meant to go. But Dan Watts just following in behind here, just trying to keep it nice and clean to see if these two start fighting, can he pick up any of the scraps that may fall away if they start making contact. Up 2 places, Grenes in the Honda, being followed by Judabau now, his teammate. But don't forget, Grenes is, I believe Grenes is in the wildcards. Judabau is in the pros, so you need to keep an eye on that. And Appelstead is in the silvers. And now, look at this, Christoph Holzer is right on the back of him. Is he going to be able to make a move up into the corkscrew? I don't think he's in a right place, and it's not a really good place to try and make a move, but it looks like Ben Nergard has managed to get past Appelstead, as we said now, so that means he can now chase down the rest of the pros. There's a 3-second gap. Try and keep an eye on that and see if it comes down over the next couple of laps in this race. Matt Whitburn has pulled another 10th in this lap, so he's responding to that fastest lap from Simon Bauer. And he does take it, a 1:22.532. Simon Bauer 1:22.6, so there you go. He's just taken that nearly 2 tenths away and just improved his gap past what would be DRS zone at 1.1 seconds. Dan Watts is 1.6 further back, around about half a second slower. Oh, the Christoph Holzer getting very, very close there, coming into the final part. First corner there, getting a little bit deep. And Ben is pulling away from these guys, but he's not catching the drivers ahead of Judabau and Grenes. So I'm sure Ben's going to be... I mean, well, to be fair, he's P4 at the moment, so it's still a good result. P5, in the Pro Class, so that's still a good result for him. Let's go back down a bit further. Jordan Lockwood. That was Jordan Lockwood. I don't know where he's gone. There is P11 getting absolutely ousted by everybody in the Porsche. Now he's had three wide there as they went through turn number 5 up the hill, go through turn 6. This is not a side-by-side corner, and yep, absolutely, Ben Munro does back out of it and thinks better of it, because at the end of the day, he's not racing this guy for position, but I think he is quicker at this moment in the race, so I'm sure he'll be doing everything he can to try and get past the BMW of Jordan Lockwood. It's a great livery that car has on it this season. Mr. Hess, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you in the chat. Thank you for joining us. And let's go a bit further back, see how the AMs are getting on. Chris Wilson is still ahead of Cappy Maid, who's lost position. But he's managed to... Actually, I think he's made one back up now, because Dan Solis is now P4 in class, so he needs to try and make his way further forward if he's going to try and moving up in the standings. And we just had a bit of sound glitch there, so I do apologise, guys. Dreambound struggling in the Audi, down in P22. Not the greatest track for that car around here, I'm not going to lie. Had a really good race for the Williams, for RTO in the Williams Gamers Club back on Monday. If you missed that, it's over on Twitch. Search Williams Gaming Club. They do 3 races. They do GT4s and GT2s for an hour. Then they do Porsche Cups, and then they do the GT3s at the end of the stream. And that is Paul Cook, who has lost it and is now dropping down the field. Oh man, Paul, what a shame that is. Got some good pace in that Ferrari, and again, I can't bring you a replay, but I'm guessing lost it on the way in, or maybe touched the gravel on the way out and just lost the rear of the Ferrari, and that puts him right to the back of the grid. So Matt Whitburn crosses the line. 1.2 is the gap. He's still gapping Simon Bauer. Simon Bauer on that lap was 0.243 down on what Simon Bauer was, what Matt Whitburn was able to do. So let's see how that goes. Dan Watt still following, 2.5 back. Oh, that's going to be contact between teammates. That's contact between teammates. Judabau and Grenes coming together. And Ben Nergard says, well, thank you very much. I'll take that. And yeah, that's not, that was not planned. But that means that Judabau is now up into P4. But what can Ben Nergard do? Can we get any better camera angles than this? No. I hate the ACC thing, I'm sorry. It's, I wish they'd do an update for it so you could actually have proper stuff in ACC. Come on, Evo, bring it to us. That's what I say. Anyway, up into turn 6, the fast left-hander drops down a hill. You got to miss that massive sausage curve. Don't run it too wide over the green, because if you touch the gravel, you're going to end up finding the wall on the inside of the track. Up the hill to the corkscrew, braking nice and hard. The car gets light on the rear, so you don't want to be turning in until the car's settled down, and then you drop it down the hill over the corkscrew, keeping it nice and tight to the left-hand side as they run round turn number 9. And it's all downhill from here. And you can see nice camber, so the cars tend to carry a bit more speed through there. Ben just running it into the gravel. He's on a much better lap here. 0.5 is the gap, so this could be his fastest lap of the race. At the moment, he's lapping about a second slower than the leaders, but I think this one's going to change that. It should be a 122. What is the lap? It was, I know, a 123.092, so very close to a 22.9. But still not as fast as what Judabal was able to do. That's still about, well, exactly 2/10 slower. So I'm expecting Judabal maybe just to pull away here. So we'll come back to that in a little bit. The fight here from Christoph Holzer and Rasmus Abelstead. That's Paul Whitburn off the track as well in the McLaren. And choose with our first race of the season. Let's find Elias Linder, because we haven't seen him yet. So we haven't managed to check him out, but a new livery on that Ferrari looks very good. Very, very good, actually. He's got Dreambound chasing him down. Dreambound's managed to move up to P19. So the Audi starting to work under Dreambound. Now, don't forget, these guys have got to go through race number 2. Got 15 minutes left of this, and then we go to race number 2 as well. There's a little bit of a practice session in between, just so the guys can get a drink. And we can just talk about... Oh, what is that? That was Cappy Made. Really struggling in that Beamer. Still holding on to P3, I think, at the moment. Is he? No, so he's not. That's a lie. P4 at the moment. So, yeah, interesting to see what's going to happen there. But Linda just lets Dreambound go. I don't know what's going on there, but maybe there was contact at the start of the race and he's just thought, all right, once he catches up, I'll let him go. But Dreambound is on a mission right now to try and catch the rest of the Silvers. Simon Barra on a fastest, or has done the fastest lap of the race. I do apologise. Literally on that last lap, 1300ths of a second quicker than Matt Whitburn. So is he going to start bringing that gap down now with 15 minutes to go? This is a good little scrap. Dan Solis all over the back of Chris Wilson. Who's going to be coming out on top as they drop down into turn 1? Chris Wilson manages to hold him off, but Dreambound on the late on the brakes, looking to do an RTO around turn number 1 and 2. Can he do it? No, but he's going to get a good run out of turn 2, but it's not really a overtaking position as they go into turn number 3. If anything, really, you need to try and keep it until you get up towards potentially the corkscrew. But you can see how much pace Dreambound now has in that Audi against the AMs in front of him. It just depends on whether they're going to try and fight him. Elias Linder once again. We'll just have another check of that livery. Gamers, that's what it says. Gamers, we are gamers. But gaming is life. And Cappy Made, that's the second time in a lap he's done that, and that is the wall. Cappy Made will be kicking himself for that one. That was not what he wanted to do there at all. And he's got the rest of the AMs catching him now, so he needs to try and... He's got the windscreen wiper going. It's not raining unless he's getting rid of the sand. Oh, and that's another good scrap between Phil Mitchell and Brian Bond, doing a great job at the Boatley today here at Laguna Seca. And Phil Mitchell and Paul Cook behind. Paul Whitburn is in the pits. So I think he's... I don't know if he's left the race, but he is in the pits. So... And I tell you who else is dropping down. Oh, I don't see there anymore. Ooh. Yeah, I can hear you, mate. So there's a 10-second penalty for Ben Nergaard in this race, but I don't even know, where is he? Is he left the server? Yeah, he's not in the server. So Ben Nergaard's dropped, I think. I'm not sure what's gone on there. But yeah, he has dropped from the race there, so apologies for that one. Not sure what's going on there, but that means Oops. That means Judabal is able to just concentrate on trying to move forward now and see if we can do anything about Dan Watts here on your screen. He's dropping further and further back from the guys ahead, but Simon Bauer has had not the greatest of laps on that last lap. He lost 0.6 of a second to Matt Whitburn, who's doing a great job out in front at the moment, and Dan Watts trying to do everything he can to chase him down. Judabal nicely on his own now. Has got a lot of space between him and Abelstead, but this is the fight that we want to see. Who is going to come out on top in the silver class? Always putting on the show, the boys in silver. Ben Munro still leading in the AMS there, P12 overall. That's a really good result if he can hold that on, and that will really help him. He struggled in quali, as you could see, but he seems to have found his way through the melee at the first lap and has managed to do a great job. And just shows you, like, even in these sort of quicker races, if you could just keep it nice and clean, you can find your way forward, guys. And that is Judabal, who's lost 2 places there. He's obviously made a mistake. So now Abelstead and Holzer are fighting for the top 5 places, the top 4 actually. This is a fight for 4th on the track. That just shows you how good these guys really are in silver. And Holzer doing a great job. Not a scratch on that Porsche. Have I ruined it now? Have I just given him a bit of a commentator's curse? Probably. No, my luck. But Judabal already looking to go back up the inside. So we need to keep an eye there. We got Choose and Grenes. These guys are fighting in the wildcard. So who's going to come out on top in the wildcards? This is a good little scrap. He tries to take a nice deep line into turn number 2. And from the Andretti hairpin up into turn 3 they go. Now to turn 4. Looks like Choose is still all over Judabal. Holzer is still all over the back as Abelstead. And Matt Whitburn is still pulling away from Simon Bauer. Another half a second faster in that previous lap. 10 minutes to go. They're on 10 laps already. It's just the American version of Brands Hatch, this is. It's just fast, and you just do lap after lap after lap, and you think, oh, surely I'm on lap 100. This must be at least an hour gone, and 5 minutes later, you've only done... that's how many laps you've done, 5 minutes. Sorry, how many times you've done, 5 minutes. It's just insane. You don't know where you are in the time frame, because you're just literally corner after corner after corner. You don't get a respite here at Laguna Seca, which makes it one of the best tracks you can come racing at. Every time there's a corner, you've got a chance of losing time, so that's why... to gain, especially on a short track like this, there's not a lot of time that you can gain either, so you've got to do whatever you can to try and make sure that you have a good race, good qualifying. That's 2 people in the pits now. So we're still... and another 0.7 of a second faster was Matt Whitburn on that private lap. So Matt Whitburn is basically lapping within 2/10 of his fastest lap. And I think Simon, I don't know if he's lost the tyres or something, but he is definitely maybe cooked them, because it is very hot here. Don't forget, it's 32 degrees air, 39 track. So these guys are going to be cooking. And I'm just wondering if he's just overheated them a bit. And he's dropping back from Simon, which is, I tell you what, Dan is catching him. Dan Watts is catching him at 0.6 a lap at the moment. And Dan even had potentially was going to put in a fastest lap there, but I don't think he was. But he wasn't far off. He needs to find two tenths. But if he can keep going at this pace, he could potentially catch him. So this scrap at the moment for P4 on track. This is the lead of the Silvers. Holzer's all over the back of Abelstead. They've dropped Judabal a little bit now, who's got Choose and Grenes all over. And he's looked on the inside. Oh, my word. I thought he was going to try and send it there, but that gets him all out of shape. And that means now Judabal's going to try and make a move as they come into the final corner. And, yeah, Holzer just decides, I don't want to fight that. That's not for me. And yeah, they'll see where they get to. Don't forget, Grenes and Judabal came together at the start of this race at I think lap 4 or 5 into turn number 1. So that'd be interesting to see what happens when they get back closer together. So around the Andretti hairpin they go. Turn 3, the right-hander. You tuck in over that curve. Oh, the Porsche's just... I'm wondering if the Porsche now just needs to settle the rear down, because Holzer is struggling with those tyres. And yeah, Choose has now got Grenes on the inside of him as well. Now he's going to have the outside for the next corner. It gives it a bit of space. Is he going to do an RTO around the corner? I think he had the move done, to be fair, before they even got there. Was very, very cautious. Gave a lot of space. And Chu's looking to try and make a move back up. But I think Grenes has got that position done. And I'll tell you who's catching these guys. Don't rank this guy off. SOP's driver, James Rawlins, is thinking, I can see a win at the front of this pack of cars. So let's see where we get to. We'll come and check back into these guys in just a second. So Ben Munro still leading the AMs in front of Tom Solis, P12 overall. That's a great result if Ben can keep it. Just under 7 minutes to go, so be interesting to see if he can hold it. P2 is Chris Wilson, still fighting Dan Solis, just in behind Elias Linda. Dreambound doing a great recovery dive up into P15 right now, so we're interested to see where he can finish. He's got quite a few laps to go still. I think there's about 4 laps to go, so you've still got time to go and get another place, Dreambound, from Perry in the McLaren. But then you've got Dan Solis, and Ross Brown is just dropped off the back. But this is still a great result. Had a really good result last week at Imola, and is now in the running for another good strong result in the AMS. Brian Bond doing a great job. Hardly done much practicing, but took the day off to make sure he raced today. And this is looking like it's going to be his fastest lap of the race, if he can continue this lap that he's doing now. If I'm reading these symbols right on this overlay. But the windscreen wiper is still going on Made, still trying to get rid of that dust. And Brian Bond does do his fastest lap, I believe, there. So, yeah, much better lap from Brian Bond. Tom Solis really struggling in this McLaren, and it's dropped down to P18 now. So, behind the battling AM drivers. Let's get back to the silver bike that we had earlier. Oh wait, what's going on here? So now Christoph Holzer is in the lead. James Rawlins is in P2 for the silvers now. So what has gone on there? Something has happened and we missed it. I do apologise. I didn't want to cut away, but I wanted to catch it with the AMs, and we have missed it. I do apologise. But it looks like Christoph Holzer is now leading the silvers. Maybe my good friend in the stewards department might be able to bring me some information if he wants to look back and see what happened on that lap, and let me know what's gone on. That'd be really, really handy. And yeah, we'll see what we get from the stewards. But that means Christoph Holzer is now in the lead, and this man James Rawlins is P2 in the silver class. That'll be right. That would just be a great result, because I think James got caught up in a little bit of things at the start there. Although it doesn't look like it from his car, but it looks like he might have had to avoid some things. But yeah, much better result if he can hold on to this. Aiden Carter, though, down in P10 on a fight back charge from this race. Is all over the back of Abelstead. Oh, and I tell you what, that little look just threw Abelstead off, and if he can get a good run out of the final turn, number 11, he's going to be in the slipstream, and he's going to be able to make a move as they go to turn 1. He's going to squeeze it right up against the wall. That was Schumacher and Barrichello-esque right there. What is that all about? And now the only driver does slide up the inside, and looks like he manages to get that owned BMW up into P9 on the comeback trail. So Aiden Carter for the pros is now in 6th place. So you're feeling a bit better now after that first lap incident. Let's go to the front of the grid. Dan Watts still 2.6 back, not making much inroads over the last couple of laps. Lost a couple of tenths in the final in that last lap. The tyres may be going from the Honda. He's losing half a second a lap now. The heat that they've got on this track is not really helping their lap times and not helping the tyre life. 120, yeah, so he's lost another 2 tenths that lap. So I think the tyres may be starting to just run a bit. And Simon Bauer was slightly quicker on that lap. So it'll be interesting to see where he comes in. Dan Watts 3 tenths slower than Matt Whitburn. So lost another tenth or two in that exchange. Oh. Okay, so we're being told that Abelstead lost it at the corkscrew on his own accord, and that means that Holzer gained that P1 place. So that's how Holzer managed to make his way through up into the lead of the silver class. So now he's got James Rawlins trying to chase him down. Still got a couple of laps to go. Last lap times, let's have a look. Christoph Holzer, 124.3. James Rawlins, literally 8/10 of a second faster. No, 6/10 of a second, 7/10 of a second faster than Holzer, and he's only 1.8 back. So can he do anything in these last couple of laps? He does have a wildcard entry in between him and Holzer, who does not need to get out of the way. They are allowed to free race, so they don't need to jump out of the way. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on and if he can get past him. You see how close those two are. I think if there's another couple of laps to go. So where we got Matt Whitburn going across the line as we speak. So there's going to be 2 more laps to go, guys. 2 more laps. This one and 1 more. So that means that I think Holzer really does need to get a move on, because if James Rawlins can just catch up on this lap to choose and make a move, he's going to be already right on the back of Holzer. So and Holzer can't really afford to let Choose go because he'll lose a lot of time. So we need to keep an eye on this fight. This is the scrap right here that we need to keep an eye for. So Ben Monroe still P12, P1 overall for the AMs, doing a great little job there. As I've said before, 13.8 back from the next car ahead, but 4.2 behind him. Dreambound doing a great job as well. 13th now, back up in the silvers. So he is now 5th in silvers. That's a great recovery from Dreambound, showing the pace that he does have in that Audi. So we'll have to look for him on race number 2 and see what's going on. Oh no, Holzer's lost it! Oh my god, what a save, but that means James Rawlins is going to take the lead of the silvers by the mistake that Holzer made. I told you this is going to be tasty, and don't write out Rawlins ever. Any SOP driver, do not ever rule them out, because until it's over, it's not over, and Christoph Holzer will be absolutely furious with himself. I'm wondering if the tyres are starting to go on the rear of the Porsches. The Porsches seem to be struggling. You can see it there on turning, losing the rear. I really do think that he's just lost a bit of the grip from the tyres. You can see Rawlins is gone. He's just absolutely checked out. So, yeah, that is such a shame. Such a shame from Christoph Holzer. And, yeah, we'll have to keep an eye. Oh, what's going on here? Now Rawlins is all over Choose. So is Choose going to get out of the way? I don't want to lose the leaders coming across the line, so I just need to keep an eye on that for a second. But yeah, he's all over the back of Choose. He doesn't want to get held up by him. Oh, doesn't make contact, does he? He does make contact, and the Porsche goes round. Okay, that was unfortunate. He didn't necessarily need to do that, but yeah. Anyway. Oops. Right, into the final corner he goes. Matt Whitburn, a 22.7 last lap. He found his pace back, matching Simon Bauer on that last lap. 6.4 is the gap. What a commanding win for the RTO driver, Matt Whitburn. And Simon Bauer across to the line, P2. Dan did catch up there towards the end. I think there was a bit of a mistake from the 2 guys ahead, but unable to bring up the lead. Judabal and Grimes here going to finish P3 and 4. Greness, sorry, not Grimes, Greness. But silver winner, James Rawlins, only 0.9 from Christoph Holzer, but he is going to take the win in silvers after all of that, with Christoph Holzer coming in P2. Aidan Carter with a comeback drive P8. Abelstead rounding off the silvers in P3 for Fear Nothing Moto. And excuse me while I try and get through to the next cars. And we got what's going on here? Lockwood is slowing right down. Has he run out of fuel? Lockwood has run out of fuel. Lockwood has run out of fuel. You are kidding me. You are kidding me. All these drivers going past him. Oh my word, no way. He's not even going to get across the line, is he? Because it's an uphill from there. Put it in neutral. Move in your seat, Jordan. Somebody give him a bump. No way. Does he? Oh, he does get, look, Cook. Oh, Paul Cook, you beast. You absolute beast. Nudging him across the line to make sure he finishes the race. And, yeah, there we go. Russ Brown, Kathy Maid, Paul Bond, and Phil Mitchell rounding off the final results. Wow. You couldn't have written that one at the end there if you tried. So, yeah, I do not ever want to, you know, run a bad bit of news to somebody, but that was not what was expected. So apologies for well, not apologies, but yeah, he'll be thinking maybe I need to take another litre or two for race number 2. Yeah, Tressa, absolutely. So Matt Whitburn, the number 620, although it isn't looking like one, it is an RTO car, winning that race number 1. So we'll be running to race number 2 very, very soon. Yep, so you've got a second race coming up. As you can see here, round number 4, Laguna Seca, 2 times 25-minute races. It's still going to be hot. It's going to be a couple of hours later, so you might need to look at your tyre pressures, guys. It might be a little bit cooler. It might be a little bit hotter. You never know. But next week, we return to the feature race, which is a 60-minute race at Barcelona. It is going to be nice and dry for these drivers on that race. And it will be more towards dusk and going into the night time, so keep an eye out for some beautiful views in the Barcelona skyline and looking at these cars as they plunge into the darkness as they race into the evening there. And then the final round is round number 6 from Zandvoort, and here we go back to the 2 sprint race format. 2 times 25-minute races, and if you look to the right of July 25th, you can see a nice, lovely rain cloud. It's going to be wet, it's going to be slippery, it's going to be a challenge for these drivers to make sure they get round that track in record time, obviously, and but for more so than anything else, they need to make sure they do it safely, because we don't want to see anything else other than a safe bit of driving. I'm just going to take a quick break, so I'll just leave the promo vid running for a second. Go get yourselves a drink, go get yourselves comfortable for race number 2. It's coming up in around about 5 minutes time, and yeah, I hope you guys will come and join us for race number 2. Get in the chat, who are you expecting to win in the silvers, the pros, the AMs and the wildcards? Who's your favourite drivers? Talk to us in the chat. Let's have a chat and catch up with what you guys think, and I'll be back in around about 2 minutes. You're absolutely right. Paul Cook is the hero from that race. No questions about it. Definitely is it. What the heck? That's not what's meant to happen. Thank you very much. That was meant to happen there. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. So, yeah, Paul Cook managing to push across the line there. Otherwise, that could have been, yeah, not what you wanted to see. So, anyway, we got about a minute to go, and we will knock it across to the second race. But that first race, I had a lot of carnage in it at the start. Let's just hope that it's a much cleaner start. See if everyone can get themselves up the grid in race number 2 and have a very clean and competitive race. Is what we want here. We don't want to see people's facing the wrong way. But it is racing. It happens. Contact does happen. But yeah, penalties were dished out in race number 1. 10-second penalty given to Ben Nergard for the contact in race 1. Yeah, then unfortunately, I'm not sure what happened. I think he disconnected. I have no idea what's gone on there. So yeah, and I couldn't. I mean, I'd love to have watched the replay back and put in my 2 cents, but unfortunately, I couldn't do that. So because of the technical issues we've had here so far here at Laguna Seca. But like I say, a couple of minutes, a minute to go or so, and we will get back to having some people on track. Let me just see if we got. Is anyone else on track? I don't think anyone's on track, are they? No one's on track. Good, because then it will hopefully just kick straight over to the next race, which is what we want. So yeah. What do you mean? What's happening? It's a practice session ready for so everyone can go get a comfort break. You could have done laps, but the race number 2 is about to start, so it will kick you to the grid. There you go. So there we go. We'll just get this set up, ready to rock. All right, so race number 2 is about to get underway. We do have 2 cars, I think, that have left the grids, so not quite sure what's going on there. But race number 2. We'll start in 1 second. No, it wasn't a genuine question. It's just what's I should have seen the exclamation mark. No. There's no question mark. It's my eyes. I've got new glasses coming. Okay, so I might be able to read better, Aiden. So don't worry about it. Good luck in race number 2, though, mate. Hope we can have a much better race number 2 for you. So we got it. But yeah, we've got about a minute or so to go before we start race number 2. So don't forget Matt Whitburn on pole position for the pros. Alongside him, Simon Bauer, Dan Watts, and Aidan Carter, row number 2. And then we've got David Greness and I think that's Ben Nergard that's missing from there, obviously. Then we've got Judah Bauer in P number 6. Christoph Holzer, P7 for the... I didn't realise you could do that on Spotify. Christoph Holzer for the... Silvers, and alongside him James Rawlins, who managed to pip him to the win in race number 1 down to a mistake from Christoph Holzer, so he'll be looking to make amends for that one. Tom Solis got caught up in the race number 1 first lap incident, so he'll be looking for a much better result in race number 2. P3 on the grid for Silvers at the moment, with Rasmus Abelstead for Fear Nothing Moto and Jordan Lockwood. Then it comes the first of the wild cars, which is Choose in P number 91. Not P number 91, the number 91 for P number 12. Alongside him, Dreambound in P4. Is that? No, not P4, sorry. P7, I think it is, in the Audi for RTO. Elias Linder, Paul Cook, Matt Whitburn. Paul Whitburn at P16. Father of Matt Whitburn, the race 1 winner for the pros and overall. Cappy Maid. We're going to look for a much better result here in race number 2. Just had a few issues in race 1. Couldn't manage to get a couple of the corners right, and that sent him down the grid. Elshar Perry looking at P18, fronting off the Silvers. Looking forward to seeing if he can go forward in this race. Then it's Ben Munro, Daniel Solis, Chris Wilson, Russ Brown, Brian Bourne, who had a good race in race number 1, and then Phil Mitchell rounding off the final results. So let me just go back to the front. I've had someone, hey, wake me up. I'm guessing someone needs to come in. Hello. If. All right then, so the guys are 2x2 arc formation. Let's see where the movers are going to be in race number 2. All the guys settling to the correct side of the grids and moving to the right places. Christoph Holzer alongside James Rawlins there, you can just see. So be an interesting battle in the silver, so keep an eye on that one. The pink Aston and the yellow Fallout livery on the Porsche, so keep an eye on that. And then a bit further down you've got Crappy Made in the Rowe BMW, and then behind him Ben Munro in the Porsche. That's the AMs you need to keep an eye out for in race number 2. But we will sit back at the front to see how the pros get on as they come across the line. It's green, green, green. It's gone greener earlier this time, and that caught, I think, Onid Aiden Carter out. So let's see how he gets on in this race from there. He's managed to keep it back on the outside. He's going to run around the outside in the turn number 1 and 2. Is this all going to be clean? It is. And I tell you what, Matt got right on the grass and gravel there, but manages to keep it going forward. And this is still really tight. Christoph Holzer has managed to get in front of James Rawlins in the silvers. Oh yeah, shit. Guys, sorry about that. Oh my god. Someone could have mentioned that one before. So yeah, anyway, you've missed all the race. Apologies. We'll get you the race start and the replay at the end of this, so apologies for that. Anyway, so we are now watching Christoph Holzer. He's managed to get past James Rawlins and is now up into the lead of silvers. So we're looking to see if he can get that. Maybe try and get a couple of the guys ahead of him in the Fear Nothing Motos. See if he can make them be a bit of a buffer between him and James Rawlins this time, and see if he doesn't have to cook the tyres as he goes around. He's already got one, so there you go. Judabal has dropped down a position, just let that one go for whatever reason, although now he's looking to send on the inside. That's really tight. That's not the way to go racing, boys. Come on, settle down. And yeah, now he's got James Rawlins on the outside of him. He's going to try and get a cutback and get a good exit, which James has got. I think he's going to have Judabal as they come down into turn number 1. Matt Whitburn beats Simon Bauer to the first lap. A second gap overall already. 8 tenths faster on the first lap. Aiden Carter has managed to get Dan Watson that lap as well. So Aiden Carter now up into P3, looking for a podium for the first time in RTO this season, I believe. So looking forward to see if he can get that one done. Dan Watts will be trying to do everything he can to get that one back. Grenes then, Christoph Holzer, who you see on your screen, just coming out of shot now in front of Judabal, and then James Rawlins. Cappy Made is still, sorry, moved up into, no, it is P7, sorry, but Ben Munro still right behind him. Managed to get the gap, the car in between them, or out the way, so he can just chase after the lead this time. Did a great job in race number 1, Ben Munro, so can he repeat that for race number 2? Dreambound P12 this time, not P19 when we catch him. So very, very better. Sorry, very much better on the start that he had compared to the last race. So see where he can move up and see if he can catch. He's already in P4 at the moment, so I'm looking forward to seeing where he can get to. Although he's got a bit deep into the corkscrew. Well, 2 or 3 of them went deep, in fact. So there you go. So now you've got Paul Whitburn just nipping in front of Chris Wilson and Dan Solis there, who's also followed him through. So that'll be for position on track, not in class. So Paul Whitburn is actually trying to chase down his teammate of Dreambound, Marcel Snaithman, in the other RTO Audi with the same colour scheme you can see. Anyway, moving back to the front, Dan Watt still behind the owner driver of Aiden Carter. So he's got everything to do. I don't think Watts is finding Laguna Seca very fun. I'm just going to throw that one out there. Please put your answers on a postcard. Let me know what you think. And yeah, so we can keep an eye on that. Oh, someone's gone wide. Who's gone wide? Oh, it is the man I was talking about himself. He's now just dropped. I mean, he hasn't going to lose a position as such yet, but I think he's made changes. And he's not liking those changes. He's got no front end grip on that BMW at all. And Grenes is up the inside as they go into turn number 6. And I think that position is gone. I think Christoph Holzer is also going to nip the position as well. So Dan Watts is dropping places and he's just keeping it nice and wide so he doesn't pinch the McLaren on the inside to make it even worse for himself. And now he's got everything to do to try and get back up into the top 4 places. Grenes, don't worry, don't forget. I can't even speak now, this is ridiculous. David Grenes, don't forget, isn't racing in a pro. He is the wild card and Judabal is the pro. So Dan Watts has got the next challenger directly behind him. So interesting to see. James Rawlins, what's happened to Phil Mitchell? Was Phil Mitchell back in the pits? Is that what that was? I think that was what it was. I think we had did we have a clean first lap there, Mr. Stewart? No, we didn't. So apparently there's some penalties on the way, so we'll wait to hear what's gone on there. And we'll find out in due course what penalties are on their way. So, Dan Watts got it all to do now. The gap at the front, let's just check it. That's the gap. The lead is come down. I think Bauer this time is thinking, you're not getting away from me this time. I want a win. And Matt in the puke car is decided, well, you're going to have to chase me down. He's caught him by half a second on this lap. You can see how much quicker that BMW is in the first stint. It was like this in the first race as well. And then suddenly the tyres just seem to drop off in the BMW. It doesn't like it around here with the hot temperatures. The Honda seems to be a lot kinder to the boots on the car. And I tell you what, if they start fighting, do not count this guy out either. Aiden Carr looking really racy in race number 2. So it'll be good to see how they get on during this race. And I tell you what, that Beamer's looking very feisty this race. Matt dipping a wheel into the dust and the gravel and everything to try and push it on, but he's just losing time. You can see it hand over fist. That BMW's caught him by another 10th in the first sector alone. But this is where the Honda can usually stretch its legs. It's a little bit, I mean, I don't know what's the the handicap, 12 kilos, 11 kilos, so it's very similar here, but the Honda seems to have a little bit more weight on it compared to the Beamer, but seems to be nicer on his tyres again. Like I say, maybe it was just driving styles, but he's managed to find that 10th back in the second sector. So as they drop down the corkscrew, let's see what it is as they come into the final sector of the lap. The Samantha Tan Racing BMW looking really good on track. Yeah, he's lost a couple of tenths there, so Matt's starting to get it together. So still has the fastest lap of the race. He did make a mistake in that last lap. He was 6 tenths slower than Simon Bauer. So it'd be interesting to see what it is across the line. He's lost another 10th there, but as they cross the line, it's going to be about half a second, I would say. Yeah, 0.6 still. So yeah, he was just a little bit slower that lap, Simon Bauer. And Aiden Carr was, I tell you what, do not count this guy out, seriously. He is looking really quick in race number 2. He said he wanted a bit more luck in this race. He looks like he's got it. Oh, and there's contact. Dan Watts has been caught as well. That is not good. That's going to send him backwards into the barrier, and that is never any good. And I think that is a race, set, and match for the RTO driver. And so, yeah, not sure what went on there, but he got collective boot, no fault of his own, and just got absolutely taken out. So now James Rawlins is back in the lead of the Silvers. And Christoph Holzer's got it all to do again in race number 2, so we can chase him down. He's got a couple of cars in front of him. I think James is looking a bit quicker than these guys as well. So I'm sure he'll be looking to try and clear these guys and give himself another buffer to this man. Okay, that Porsche doesn't look happy down the corkscrew, does it? Oh, you just don't... That sausage grater on the inside there is horrible. You hit it and it just bounces you wide. And the AMs, we've got Ben Munro, who has managed to get itself past Cappy Maid up into P9, Dreambound P10 now. So something's gone on there as well between the AM drivers. Not sure if that's where some of the penalties are coming from, but that is what's happening at the moment. We've got any penalties been given out? No, we have not just yet, so we'll keep an eye out for them turning up. We've got 16 minutes to go. Andretti Hairpin is where we... Oh, Dreamman looking for a lunge up the inside, but I think it was maybe just lines there and better braking power in the Audi compared to the Porsche. Looking a lot more confident is Marcel Snaithman in the Audi. Any Twitch for today? Not today. After this race, I've got a lot of thinking to do about how I solve all these issues I'm having with this bloody league at the moment in regards to broadcasting. So apologies for the broadcasting that has been done today. That is completely on me. And not to my usual standards. Normally when we do these RTO broadcasts, I do it quite well. But Dreamman's managed to get past Ben. I'm not sure Ben was going to fight that too much. They've got a couple of cars between him, and that's Paul Whitburn. Very wide, keeps it going straight. That's good. So manages to hold on to that P12. Cappy Maid, though, coming after him in the BMW. A lot of this track, though, you just need to find a rhythm. If you can find a rhythm and keep your lap times similar. Matt Whitburn doing the fastest lap, 122.212 in that last lap. 2/10 quicker again than Simon Bauer, but Simon's a little bit quicker, I think, on this lap. Although it looks like Matt's going to put in another fastest lap of the race. Although, no, he's just done that. So, yeah. Although first sector so far, he does look quicker again. So, let's see how he goes. Eddie Carter is second. 1.9 further back. And then we get back into this group of cars here. So, let's see where we get to. Tom Solis having a much better race in race number 2. Definitely got caught up in the first corner carnage and is racing. So, you've got P1, James Rawlins in the silvers, Christoph Holzer, P2 in the silvers, and Tom Solis, P3 in the silvers. These guys start fighting, and then you need to watch out for this guy, who is got the Porsche all over him. Ben Monroe, oh, that was very sideways from Ben. I bet his heart was in his mouth then, and I'm sure he's thinking, no, please, just behave yourself. Porsche does not like these rear tyres here. I think it's the temperature's really cooking them. Yeah, so he gives the position up to choosing the other Porsche who's racing for the wildcards, don't forget. So he's not a pro, he's wildcards choose. And coming into the final corner, so Dreambound. Elias Linder with a 10-second time penalty for a first lap incident, and so that's been pushed in. And another incident that's going to be looked at after the race, because it seems there's a few things gone on, so we need to have a look at it after the race. But let's go back to the battle for the silvers. At the moment, these guys are all over each other. James Rawlins still leading 0.9 ahead of Christoph Holzer and Tom Solis. You can see that, in fact, I don't know if that is 0.9. I think that is, yeah, it's 0.4. It's come right down. So let's keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on the leaders as well. Still 0.8 at the front. Matt Whitburn managing to control the pace at the front. Was a 10th slower on that final lap last lap. In fact, 10th and a half slower on that last lap. So it'll be interesting to see how he... No, I lie. My maths is not quick maths. He was half a 10th slower on that last lap. So as we hit halfway part of the race, and you got the top 3 in silvers, you could literally throw a blanket over these guys. So 1.1 seconds covers the top 3 in silvers, and the guys ahead of Rawlins have just managed to pull away, so it's not like he can catch them and just maybe put one himself between one of them to get a gap. I think Holzer's after revenge from his own self in race 1 to see if he can correct what went wrong and put himself on top spot in that Porsche. That is such a good livery. I really do like the thumbs up on the side. He's giving a thumbs up. Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. I want to get myself back to the front of the grid in the silver class. Let's check in Ben Monroe. Still chasing down Dreambound. Dreambound's slowly catching Choose. Choose made a big mistake, I think. Yeah, he has. Has he? Yeah. No, he's got away from him, hasn't he? His shoes went past Ben Munro, didn't he? So yeah, so he's actually, I think Dreamman's not catching the guys ahead quick enough to trouble them, I don't think, at this moment, but still 11 minutes to go. If they start fighting, it can all come back to them if there's any mistakes that are made, so just keep it nice and clean. You never know what's going to happen in races like this. It does look like he's got a bit of damage on the back of that poor Audi as well, so we'll have to maybe check and see what's gone on there. You can just see, oh my word, as I say it, bounces over the cub, and he's managed to hold that just enough and out the wall. And the Porsche of Ben Munro, he's also lost it. What is going on? And that means, I think, yes, Daniel Solis and Chris Wilson have both got past him. Ben Munro is going to be kicking himself. The Porsche seem to just not like the tyres on the rear here. It just seems to drop off. And you just end up whipping it round. So, no good there. So Ben's got it all to do. He has got pace. Again, still plenty of time to get back into this. So, he's got... look, you can see it. That Porsche is not happy on the rear end of that car. He can't get the... just cannot get the power down. He just cannot get the power down out of corners at the moment. And when you spike the tyre temperatures, you just lose grip. It really is a struggle then you need to wait a few corners to get the pressures back down and the temperatures back down so that you can just find that grip again. So, and because it's high temperatures, it'll take even longer. You could end up losing a lap worth of pace here. But I mean, he's literally, what's that? 4.8 seconds back. His lap times 24.1 fastest, only a couple of tenths quicker than Solis and Wilson. So yeah, this is going to be a struggle for him to get back to the front. But can Dan Solis get another win, or get a win in RTO? His first season with us. Can he get a win in the AMS? It would be a great result and put him in a really good position for the championship in AMS going into the final couple of rounds. So we need to keep an eye on that. It's still 1 second is the gap out front. They are matching each other's lap times by, well, pretty much bang on. I mean, it's 0.005 of a second between Matt Whitburn and Simon Bauer at the front. We will catch up with those guys and check in with them in a little bit, but we do need to keep an eye out with Don Solis. And you got Chris Wilson all over the back of him, wanting another win to try and extend his lead in the championship for the AMS. Let me just check something a minute. Where's my mouse? I hate this. There we go. Sorry about that. So yeah, we're just gonna check. We are checking. So yeah, Ben Munro, Phil Mitchell, so 166, 144, 120. So Dan Solis, yeah, needs... So no, Chris Wilson isn't at the front, sorry, it's Ben Munro. So Ben Munro is going to lose a bit of positions here in the championship, so I'm sure he will be doing everything he can to try and work his way back to the top of these three. But again, I think he's lost some... Has he lost to Abelstead as well now? So yeah, he's lost a few positions here. Down 6 places overall, so... Here's Robert Abelstead. Munro's back up a couple of places, so yeah, I mean, you never know. Wait. I was going to say, I thought Crappy Mate... Okay, never mind. Ignore me. But Crappy Mate struggling in the race trim in the BMW. Did a really good quali, but once again, struggling in race trim in the BMW, so not able to make his way forward in this race. He got a lot of understeer there, just carrying a bit too much speed into the final corner. A bit of more trail braking needed, I think, to try and help him get forward, keep that front end pinned, and yeah, get a much better turn in and rotation on the track. So back to the silver fight. Still James Rawlins from Christoph Holzer from Tom Solis. They have stretched out a little bit, so it gives us a bit of breathing room to go through some of the other drivers in the grid. The two Fear Nothing Moto drivers battling over 4th place overall. Not in class though, so this will be a good little fight between these guys. More and more of these guys seem to be joining us at RTO. It's really good to see, so thank you very much for joining us on track. More the merrier is what I say, the more the merrier. Simon Bauer 1.4 back now from Matt Whitburn, so we'll go and check into these guys at the front. Aidan Carter is, I think he's just thinking, do you know what? No mistakes, I get a podium, happy days. Not going to be able to chase down Simon and Matt at the moment. They are just a little bit too quick. However, if they do fight, I've got a chance to pick up some extra points and potentially a victory. So let's see what happens as they get further on down the race. But this is the gap for the lead of the race. Simon Bauer 1.4 back at the front for STR Racing. I thought we'd lost Aiden Carr for a second then. I heard a car was losing revs. I think it was here. I think someone was going through. Was it... yeah, here we go. Oh no, Russ Brown. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Wow, we caught that one right at the right moment. Just managing to catch that one. That was a hell of a save. Chasing down his friend, Brian Bond, in the Bentley. No P&O cruises here tonight. So, Brian having a good race with Russ. Russ had a really good race number 1. Struggled in race number 2. But we'll find out where he gets. Elias Linder obviously got that 10-second penalty at the start of the race for contact in race in lap number 1. So needing to just find his way back to the back of the silvers and hope that maybe someone comes a cropper towards the end of the race. 5 minutes 25 to go, and then that is your race number 2 finished. These guys are catching some of the back markers now, so although I say the lapped traffic, so it'll be interesting to see how they make their way through. Are they going to be able to push through nice and easy and not get caught up in anything, because that's what they need. But Simon Bauer's like, no, please, swerve. Swerve in front. And they just hear that Aston Martin just sounds so good. So, round into turn number 10. 11 turns here. Just shows you there's not that many turns, but you can lose so much time in each and every single one of them because each one is different here at Laguna Seca. So, Simon has actually caught him on this lap by 0.2 of a second so far. What's it going to be as they cross the line? Yeah, 1.2 is the gap. So, yeah. Definitely managed to make a difference there. So we'll see if he can see what he can do. Aiden Carter lost a bit of time in that last lap. But to Carter's credit, though, only 0.2 off the fastest lap of the race. So doing a great job. Definitely pace management now. And as you can see then, Russ Brown doing the right thing, just getting out of the way. Don't get involved in the front. But I tell you what, Simon is starting to catch Matt with 3 minutes 45 to go. He's taken 0.4 of a second off him in the last lap and a bit. So you can keep doing that over the next couple of laps. Final lap's going to be interesting. Matt needs to just re-engage, get his pace back. But you can see that the drop-off in pace over the 25 minutes is around about 0.8 of a second. So it shows you how these tyres are cooking out there at Laguna Seca. It brings the drivers another dilemma to see whether they can keep the tyres right to the end of the race and have some race pace towards the end. I think Simon's learned that from race 1 and has just been kinder on those tyres for this race, because he is now another 10th up on this lap. He caught him by 0.02 of a second on that last lap. Oh, and I tell you what, Matt just got held up a little bit there, I think, by the Bentley. He was 0.3 quicker on this lap, Simon Bauer. So yeah, absolutely, game on. 0.8 of a second is the gap as they go on to the final 2 laps of this race. Although maybe more, there might be one more lap. Let's hope everyone's got enough fuel this time, because if not, then yeah, there's more positions to be had. Let's check with these guys in a second. I tell you what, where are we? Tom Solis is... Wait, what? Tom Solis is in the lead of the Silvers. What has happened? James Rawlins and Christoph Holzer are now 2nd and 3rd. Maybe we can get a quick look at that in the replay from the stewards. That'd be amazing. What has happened to the Tom Solis, James Rawlins and Christoph Holzer on that last lap? So I think... yeah, James Rawlins and Christoph Holzer have had a coming together or something, because they lost 10 seconds nearly on that lap between them. So that'll do it. So that's just put Tom Solis in the lead of the Silvers. He'll be saying, thank you very much. I'll take some of that. Just shows you again, just sit pretty, just watch the two in front of you fight. We say it a lot, that there is always the person in the third of a train of three is in the commanding seat, because he could just sit and watch what goes on ahead and just place his car where he wants to, save the tyres, watch these two fight, pick up any pieces, and that's exactly what Tom Solis has done. And he's only got a lap and a bit to go. So, yeah, I think there may be one more lap. I think there's one more lap, but I tell you, Simon Bauer has made a monstrous mistake in that final lap. He is down 5.7 seconds off the back of Matt, so Matt can now breathe very nicely, but Aiden Carter's saying, hello, I can get a P2. 1.3 back is the gap. Has Simon cooked the tyres in that mistake? Is he able to keep that gap between now and the end of the race? We will find out in just over a minute's time, and hopefully, Serbsy, it will be a close finish. Not like that at the front anymore. There was a bit of a mistake. Matt managed to do a 22.9, Simon a 27.6, 5 seconds, well 4.3 seconds difference. So yeah, huge mistake. Okay, so Holzer hit Rawlins in the corkscrew and then gave the position back, but it meant they both lost out to Tom Solis. So there you go, that's what it was. I mean, given the position back, fair enough. I mean, I think, you're going to get a penalty anyway. You may as well just carry it on if they gets reported. So yeah, there is one more lap to go. They'll just catch these guys. Simon Bauer chasing down Matt Webber, and I tell you what, 0.9's the gap now. I told you he'd cook the tyres. Let's see if Simon can hold off the charging Aiden Carter now. He's just renewed his interest in this race. Just keeping it nice and steady on that sort of mid-stint of the race. He might have a bit more tyre life than Simon Bauer. Now he's got his lights on and everything in case he comes up to any back markers. And yeah, so Aiden, I just think he's going to run out of time. He's got to hope there's a mistake from Simon. But again, although we've seen one in this race, you don't see it that often. But yeah, it looks like everyone's in position. Dan Solis looks like he's... Alright, so we might have... This is something, guys. I just noticed this. So we might have not only one Solis winning, but the twin brother also winning for the AMS if he can hold on to this race. That would be amazing. Let's hope that can happen. That's the first time we've had that in RTO. So round the final couple of corners, Matt Whitburn comes to take a double victory for RTO in the RTO GT3 League. That is a great result. Well paced, well managed on the tyres, and Simon Bauer is going to hold on just about from Aiden Carter. 1.1 is the gap, but I'm sure Aiden's much happier with that result in a P3. Brian Bond's going to come across the line lapped, so he's going to finish. But Grenez is going to come across the line P4, much happier winning the wildcard series. Tom Solis, though, where's the cars? Tom Solis, here we go. Gonna cross the line. He wins the silvers. Well done, Tom. Great result. Judy Bell comes across in P6. Then we've got James Rawlins and Christoph Holzer rounding off the silvers. And I've just got to try and catch this one. Daniel Solis. Don't. Yeah, he's just going to let him go. He's like, I'm not fighting that. I've just got literally one corner to do. I'm not interested in fighting it. And he's going to win in the AMS for the Solis brothers. They both get a win today. Awesome work, guys. Well done. And Chris Wilson, P2 for the AMS. And I think we're going to see Cappy Mays, are we? Yep, there we go. Cross it in P3. I think he's thinking, thank God that's over. I'll check out with the P3. Happy with that. I'll see you guys next week. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a nice car park at the back end of the grid. Fear nothing motor, guys. We got to do it like this, haven't we? Oh, there we go. Well, there you go. So we've got the Beamer of Jordan Lockwood, Paul Cook. I believe we've got Christoph Holzer, Choose there, and there's the McLaren we've got there. Judabal, we've got Dreambound, Aiden Carter, Simon Bauer, Matt Whitburn, the two Fear Nothing Motor drivers, and Chris Wilson. There you go. Rounding off the results for the the race today. Well done to all the drivers in the race today. That was awesome work. I apologize once again for the abysmal bit of broadcasting that I've put forward for you guys today. It's not what I'm proud of, and I want to make sure that we do better next week. I will make sure that we get the stream working properly. I'll get all the software reinstalled so we get it working so it looks really good for Barcelona. It's going to be a beautiful race at Barcelona, so make sure you come and join us. As you can see here, this is what we're at. Race number 5, or round number 5, Barcelona, 60 minutes, mandatory pit stop for fuel only. You can take tyres if you so wish, but it's not necessary if you do not want to, and it's going to be a very nice race because it's going to be dusk. So yeah, I hope you guys will come and join us for that one. I'm going to play you the highlights of race number 2 to round off the results. If you haven't already, please hit that follow button. I know this has not been the greatest of broadcasts, and I do apologize for that, but we will bring it back to normal next week. Last week we had issues with the stream buffering out. This time, at least you haven't had that, but you missed the start of the race because I'm an idiot. And then we also didn't have any of the broadcasting tools, so I couldn't show you any of the nice camera work, and I couldn't bring you. I had to literally cycle through all of the drivers to get to the right driver. So again, apologies for that. But double solace win, yes, Tom. We caught that. Don't worry. I noticed that towards the end of the race that you and your brother were both there. So awesome work. Congratulations to you guys. That is amazing work. So great job. Congrats to the Solace boys. Nice to have Subsy. You're a legend, mate. I love having you in my streams. Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for joining the RTO stuff. We really appreciate it. If you haven't already, like I say, hit the like, hit the follow, hit the bell, all that jazz. And we'll be back next week from Barcelona. And I'm looking forward to bringing you guys all of the action. But from now until then, I leave you with the highlights. Go and check out the stream back if you haven't watched it already. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys on Thursday, 7 p.m. UK time, 6 o'clock UTC, for round number 5. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye.